What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pasto B, and man, look, listen. Today we gonna be reacting to "Being Unknown is a Privilege." I just found this video. I've been subscribed to this guy for a while. I rock with a lot of his content, so let's see what he's talking about.
Gold in me chest, never in the bank. I ride or die before I walk the plank.
I think I'm tired of the algorithm. So I decided it's time.
Alright, you guys loved that last video where it's not heavily edited and it's just me talking into a microphone. So we're gonna run it back. You know, we have the Minecraft gameplay. Hey, let's go. Today, I'm gonna be talking about why being unknown is a privilege and why you should appreciate it a little bit more. Something I see is that people take this early stage for granted and they don't use it to its full potential, but you 100% should. The reason why I think that being unknown is a privilege, and there's multiple reasons, but I'm just going to start with the first one, is that at first, it is total freedom. You can do whatever you want, and you can experiment, and nobody can tell you what you can and can't do. Anything that you want released, any music that you want dropped, you can just drop it yourself. There's no rules in the early stage, and you don't have to abide by what your fan base thinks of you or what they want or
So not to combat too much, but to a certain extent though, you also do have to think about the audience that you already have, right? Because in order to grow, theoretically, you need to grow through not only just new people finding you, but then the people around you. So you would have to see what type of stuff they're into and then base it off of that. I mean, that's how I would think of it, right? I don't know. Am I
anything
wrong for
like that because you don't have it yet, you know what I mean? And I know it's like this video sounds like total cope. It sounds like I'm just saying, hey, you know,
I don't know. My thing is, I just feel like visibility creates leverage. You feel me? If you're not, if nobody knows who you are, they can't see your skills, right? They can't see your ideas, and your value doesn't travel. Pretty much, your opportunities often go to people. Opportunities often go to people who are recognized. You feel me? So I don't know.
You don't have a fan base, but that's fine. But I genuinely do believe this. This is the time to experiment, and if you're not experimenting, you are not using this time in a wise way. There's literally no expectations, and you don't have to listen to anybody. You can just do what you want. You can make a whole album with the 808 out of key, and that shit won't matter because you're experimenting and you're brand new. It just doesn't matter, you know, fix it in the future. If you make a whole album,
I'm a firm believer of that. Exactly what he's saying, bro. You also have to fail. If your passion is anything to do with having a change or an impact or taking any form of leadership, you have to be able to take a loss, bro, and rub it off, that ass, bro. That's really what he's saying, bro. Your music is, if you're making music, the 808s might not sound that good. If you're becoming a producer and you're just starting, the beat not gonna sound that nice, bro. Nobody's gonna want to buy that. You feel me? But it's about the failure that makes you better. Because when you fail, you try to outdo that. So the more you try to outdo yourself, what happens? You get better. So that analogy, I think he's completely correct about that.
In the wrong key, people are gonna say, this whole album is in the wrong key, and you learn from it. A great example of this is YBN Namir. I don't know if you guys remember the song Soul Train. I'm gonna play a quick snippet from it.
Oh my god, this song. You guys remember Soul Train, right?
If I gave you all my love, it don't feel like we doing too much. Would it make you
happy?
Okay, there's no way.
So yeah, in this snippet, he's clearly trying to experiment with his sound, but the problem was he already had millions of fans, and he already set expectations from what to expect from him. So people, you know, they flamed him for it, and people said that the song wasn't good. The thing is, though, is that if this was an artist that had 0 followers that dropped that song, nothing would have happened. There would have been no backlash. People wouldn't have freaked out and, you know, did all this crazy shit. Because you're unknown, and people really just don't care in the beginning, and you can do whatever, and you can experiment, and you can make mistakes because nobody fucking cares. You know, I said it already, but it's the truth.
Yo, that's the God honest truth, bro. At the end of the day, you gotta realize, especially if you're putting yourself on the forefront, you're doing content or whatever, you feel me? Because that's what this video is about. It's about being unknown, right? if you're trying to be known, then what are you trying to do? You're chasing fame, right? Or you're chasing some type of recognition or like an audience to watch. When you get to realize at a certain point, nobody truly cares. And I'm talking, when I say nobody cares, I mean nobody cares in the sense of like the things that you're insecure about. Nobody really thinks about those things. Like 9 times out of 10, it's just human nature. We think about ourselves. 99% of the time, we're thinking about ourselves. So when you're putting content out, you can't think about what people are gonna react, how they're gonna react to it, or what they're gonna think about it. Right? It's just about like being able to take that loss in front of people and being able to just rub it off and say, you know what, I'm gonna keep going. Especially if you're really dedicated. But my honest truth though, I do think on the other side of that though, it is good to have privacy because that can protect you. But obscurely, that does silence you. So you pick your poison on which direction you would choose to go.
If you have literally 0 fans and nothing going for you, do as many reps as you can.
Yes.
Don't overthink. Just
Yo, funny story. When I had my TikTok and I wasn't getting any views on it, right? I wasn't getting any views. I ran through at least 4 different TikTok pages before I started actually like getting buzz on one page, right? And I realized something. I wasn't making, like when I first started, the reason I wasn't getting views, people weren't liking it. People weren't sharing it and posting it on their stories, sending it to their friends, commenting. Like, they weren't doing that stuff. It was because I was making videos for me rather than making videos for you. When you separate the me from you, that's when you realize, like, the key to this shit, bro. It's mainly just about separating the me from the you. You need to be able to make videos for other people based on what you went through, right? But you don't want to just keep talking about yourself. You want to talk about something. If you mention yourself, it has to be something that's going to benefit the viewer, which is you. Why do you think it's called YouTube? It's about you. It's not about me. I'm the content creator. I'm making the videos for you. That's why TikTok has a For You page. These things play a very big role. But I do think that there is safety through anonymity. So, like I said, you pick your poison. But he is completely right about what he's saying. If you have nobody watching you, you need to be posting. There's no excuse. Just post your videos. Nobody's watching, so what do you have to lose?
Shit out there.
Get better.
Just try it out. I've talked about this before, but people see big artists that they like, and they compare their own music to them. And then, of course, they get discouraged because it's just not realistic. I mean, you have to put in thousands of reps. You have to put in
Yes, you do.
hundreds of songs out there. And a big part of this that people don't really realize until they have a big amount of traction is that as you grow and whenever you have more and more eyes and ears on your music, it becomes harder to experiment. And each mistake that you make or each little, L that you take becomes a lot more serious than if you had nothing. Whenever you grow a real fan base, experimentation almost becomes non-existent with a lot of artists because now, like, there's so many more variables. You have to do what the fans want and you have to do what other people want and all that, but you just have less creative control over time. The only time that other people's perception of you doesn't matter in the slightest is at the beginning, and don't take it for granted. Just go out there and try to make cool shit, experiment, see what resonates with people, and you should be good. And if you're a serious artist already, you've already experimented and all that, I have a private server. There's hours of content in there.
He's trying to get y'all to join his course. All right, man. Look, I'm not going to lie. I 100% agree with what he was talking about in the video. I feel like, growth often demands exposure, right? But on the double-edged side of that, it's a double-edged sword because at the same time, like I said, your privacy is more important. So it's whether if you're willing to go that next mile, especially if you're a musician, which is what he was talking about, or if you're a content creator, or if you're going into sports, doesn't matter. You have to be able to separate the two. Like, you gotta understand, like, yes, I'll get exposure, but don't lose yourself in the process. Like, continue to stay yourself. Like, keep doing what you're what you started out posting in the beginning. Keep doing that. Doesn't matter how many eyes are on it. Doesn't matter anything about that. People will come. Okay, so hey man, that about sums it up. I'm gonna end the video right here. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the subscribe button for more content. Let me know what you want to watch in the next video, and do not forget to hit the like button. Thank you once again for watching, and have a good day.